Can I see? Can I see what the posters are behind you before we get started?
Oh yeah, 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 of
Sing
course.
Street. That's a movie, right?
No, this one's actually the off-Broadway Sing Street.
Okay, okay. I think was it a movie? Because if so, I think
Yeah, it
okay,
was a movie first, and then it was
okay.
off-Broadway,
I love the movie.
and then that's Inside Llewyn
Love that
Davis,
movie. We're two for two. What's the third one?
the Sign in Sydney Bernstein's Window, which is the Oscar Isaac and Rachel Brosnahan one that was just on Broadway.
Okay, I don't know that. I don't know
But
about that.
this is the Oscar Isaac corner.
That's the section. Love him. Did you have you seen you seen all this stuff?
Not all of it, but a good portion of it.
It's really
And
great.
then that was an Oscar. I took a picture with Oscar Isaac in New York Comic Con, and I made him hold that. And I said, "That's for Inside Davis," and was like, "There you go." And he handed it back to me, like, "I don't know what to do with this." And I was like, "No problem." So now it's just over there.
Amazing.
Yes. But to start, uh, with a movie like this, I love how many different genres it kind of is tackling all at the same time. What for you is the fun of getting to work with so many genres all at once?
Wow. I think working in so many different genres is what is so fun about this movie. It plays on so many layers and levels, and it's not at all what I expected when I was first sort of like given the script. Because even though it's a
Mhm.
horror film, I think it really is a sort of a drama and a comedy and a sort of like a coming of age story. And those are the kind of films that I've liked best of just seeing sort of people live through challenging experiences and get, well, I don't want to give anything away, but like, deal with really challenging experiences as they come up in life. And I feel like this film is a real big throwback to films like that. It just keeps you guessing, and it just has so much in it that both working in it and then getting to watch the movie later on is just like a really fun experience.
Yeah, and I do think I talked to Ignacio the other day, and he was saying how like the YouTube comments on the trailer were all like, "I would just let them die. Why is he like trying to save them?" And he was like, "That would be a monster. It would be a monster who had the foresight who didn't help someone just because they bullied him." And I do think that is such an interesting kind of look at this movie that this kid has the power to be a monster, but chooses kind of to not
Yeah,
and do the right thing, even though like when you're that age and someone's bullying you, you're like, this sucks. What can I do to like get out of this? And he is not thinking like I'm just gonna let this happen. For you,
exactly. I think
sorry.
Jose wrote and Ignacio played a really memorable kind of high school hero character. He's not a victim, uh,
Hmm.
but he does have significant sort of like odds that he's stacked up against. And seeing him deal with like what's got to be the most challenging high school experience anyone's ever had, but never back down from it and keep on trying to like get through, I think makes this a really compelling character. And Yeah, I just think Ignacio did an amazing job in the role. And every time I watch it, I see something else in his performance. And it was just amazing working with him.
Yeah, and for you though, what is it like? Because you don't get to really do much with the sci-fi stuff that because he that's kind of all on Ignacio. But for you, what is it like getting to be in this movie that is still it is very much like a sci-fi slash almost superhero-esque,
Paranormal kind of thing.
yeah, that you're getting to explore.
Those elements, I didn't like. I'd read the script, I knew they were in there, but until you finally see them on the screen, you don't quite realize what they actually are. So I tried to really root my performance in just the drama and the realism of what's going on in those moments for my character. And I let the director and the writer and the producers sort of figure out that other stuff. And when I watched the film, I was sort of pleasantly surprised to see like it adds and brings so much to the film. Like as you say, it plays in so many different worlds at the same time and references so many different kinds of films and genres that I think it kind of becomes its own new kind of thing,
Mhm.
especially when you combine it with the performances of Ignacio and Arian, who I think just do such a special job of creating an on-screen friendship that feels so real and lived in. Yeah, this movie simultaneously refers to other films, but then also very much becomes its own sort of like I think really new and memorable story of its own.
Yeah, completely. And I do think what you just said makes a lot of sense because then that's why like almost the teen coming of age drama comes across so easily because you have people who are not playing to that supernatural, they're playing to like their
They're
story arc.
playing, they all the actors really were playing to like the realism of that moment, you know? Yeah.
Mhm. And so does that help you though, like knowing like, okay, well, yes, this is tackling a bunch of different things all at once, but mine is just this specific part of this, so I can just focus there.
You kind of have to. There's no way to, I'm not the director, I'm not the writer. I have to focus. My job is to focus on my character, and it's the director's job to kind of guide that in the story and to make sure it fits and works. I had the amazing fortune of working with Claire Cooney, who's the director of this film, and she did such a great job of balancing and juggling all these different elements at once. And she just had my total trust, and I had seen her previous work, and getting to know her and work with her on set, I just knew that like if she was happy with something, then it works, and I don't have to think about the rest of the film. And that made my job a lot easier, just being able to focus on this character and what he's doing in any one individual scene.
And how was it for you? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but this was like a 16-day shoot or something crazy like that. How is it for you to kind of approach a character that quickly, understand like their background and what they're doing, and also have these emotional connections with other characters all at the same time?
Yeah. Well, my story and my process was a little different than some of the others. I actually signed on to do this film kind of a little bit earlier in its development. So I'd had the script for a while. And then when I got to Chicago, I actually got COVID and I had to quarantine by myself for like 10 days in a hotel room. So I had a lot of time to like think about this thing and
Yeah.
get kind of ready for it and stuff. So when I finally did get to set, even though we were moving very quickly, I was so eager and ready to go that for me, that wasn't really a huge issue. I
Mhm.
think for Claire and Ignacio and some of the other actors who were just like on set every day and who had less time, it was really exhausting. And everyone just had to like dig down super deep in order to get this incredibly ambitious story made in such a short period of time. And it's just such a credit and a testament to everyone on the film that we were able to kind of get it done. And I really wish at the end of films like this, they like said there was like a title card that came up that said how many days we had and what our budget was and like this and that and the other, because like man, like it was incredibly ambitious, and they pulled it off.
Yeah, that's what was crazy. When she was telling me it was 16 days, I was like, how does anyone do something like that in just 16 days
I have
time?
no idea. I have no idea how she had the confidence or the vision to think that she'd be able to do that, but she was right. And we have a great film on our hands.
And I have two last questions.
Okay.
One is jokey and one is serious. So first, the serious. What do you hope audiences take away? Because this isn't just a normal coming of age story. It is so many different things all together. What do you hope they get when they finally get to see departing seniors?
I hope they see something of themselves in the characters, and their own experience in high school and in overcoming big challenges surrounding, mental health and bullying and things like that. For anybody out there who's experienced anything to do with that, I hope they see in themselves, their own journey. I hope they have fun, and I hope they're exposed to all these new, really great, talented artists, like Claire, the director, and Ignacio and Irene and the rest of the cast, and really connect with the film like I kind of did with some of those sort of like coming of age, sort of high school, sometimes horror films growing up, like Heathers or Mean Girls or Scream or whatever, and it kind of becomes their version of that or their generation of that. So if that can happen, that would be really great.
Yeah. My last question. First, I'll say thank you for talking with me. And then my last question is, how
Thank
many
you.
people, because I'm a millennial, how many people just sing "What Dreams Are Made of" at you in the year 2024?
So I get some variation on that every day. And the funny thing is, I'll be totally honest with you, I was uncomfortable with it for a long time.
Uh,
I felt for some reason, some stupid reason, a little bit embarrassed or shy, or I'm more than that. I'm an artist. Like, don't just, I've done other work. And now I got to tell you, I just love it. I think it's hilarious. I riff on it with people too. I will often reply to people online with "This is what dreams are made of," or "You shine like the light from the sun." And I just think it's hilarious. I think it's great. I'm like, bring it on. Whenever someone's like, "Sing to me, pal," I'm like, "Do you really want me to sing to you? Because it's not pretty." But I can.
I love it so much. Obviously that movie meant a lot to me as a kid. So it's like I'm not ending this without asking what
And not to be too cheesy, but like the Lizzie McGuire movie was a film that dreams are made of, and Departing Seniors is a movie that nightmares are made of.
it full circle.
There we go.
Awesome. Thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Great
Have a
work, and
good
I hope we
one.
get to chat again soon.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Have a good one.